right there was easily the most fun and craziest trade deadline in the history of Major League Baseball. We have about 15 to 20 trades to break down in today's video. We're going to save Craig Kimbrell, Javier Baez, and KRIS BRYANT for the end, but we have so many trades to talk about, it's not even really funny. Now, before we do that, I do want to mention that the Max Scherzer and Trey Turner deal is 100% done. It is happening. A lot of you guys were saying in my last video, Fuzzy, you are an irresponsible YouTuber. The deal is not done. There you go, it is official. Joey Gallo, this is hilarious to me. A lot of Yankees fans were saying, don't you dare wear number 13 because A-Rod, our Lord and Savior, he was the last player to wear number 13. And a few weeks ago, A-Rod said this.
Is Joey Gallo not the perfect player for this team right now? I mean,
for which team?
For the Yankees.
I don't think so.
Really?
No.
Too much swing and miss for you?
I don't want to see any more swing and miss. I want contact guys.
So not only did the Yankees trade for Joey Gallo, even though A-Rod didn't think he was a good fit, Joey Gallo is also going to rock out with the number 13, the first player since A-Rod to wear that since he retired. One crazy note is the fact that 10 different all-star players were traded at the deadline, which is the most in the history of baseball. And I want to throw up the 2016 World Series matchup. Look at the left and look at the right. Almost 90% of the players that you see on the screen aren't even with their rosters anymore. And we're going to talk about Chicago and Cleveland a lot in today's video because they were all making trades. Now, I do want to let you guys know that one player you will not be hearing from in today's video, Trevor Story. I don't know why he has not been traded. Apparently, the Rockies think that they're going to be able to resign him, which is not going to happen. So I guess they're content with losing him and getting draft picks in return, which is just so bad. The Rockies GM are completely inept and they should sell the team in my opinion because they are embarrassing and I feel bad for Rockies fans. Now, what I want to do is I want to quickly go over all of these smaller trades that could have a massive impact over the last 8 weeks of the 2021 Major League Baseball season, so buckle in. We're going to talk about 10 to 15 pretty quickly. We have Joakim Soria going to the Toronto Blue Jays. This comes a few days after they picked up Brad Hand and a few hours after they traded Austin Martin and Simeon Woods-Richardson for Jose Barrios of the Minnesota Twins. We have Jorge Solaire going to the Atlanta Braves. This came a few hours after the Braves picked up Eddie Rosario and Adam Duvall. Make sure you guys pay attention to those trades. The Atlanta Braves, they pretty much changed their outfield in the span of about 4 hours. We have Richard Rodriguez of the Pirates going to the Atlanta Braves. Now, one thing I do want to mention, not all of these tweets are going to have the return in them because some of these are not completely done just yet, so I don't know who is going in return for Richard Rodriguez at this moment. Michael Chavis, I feel bad for this guy. He is going from the Boston Red Sox to the Pittsburgh Pirates in exchange for a left-handed pitcher by the name of Austin Davis. We have Hansel Robles going to the Boston Red Sox. He has not been very good, but in the past, he has shown some flashes of having dominant stuff for the Angels, and with the Twins, I guess he's been all right. Jake Marisnick is going to the San Diego Padres, so they lost out on Max Scherzer, and I guess Jake Marisnick is a fantastic consolation prize.
Shut up, bitch!
We have Andrew Heaney, of all players. I thought maybe the Yankees were going to pick up someone a little bit more infamous, but Andrew Heaney is going to the New York Yankees, so they complete their trade deadline acquisitions of Joey Gallo, Clay Holmes, Anthony Rizzo, and Andrew Heaney. If I'm forgetting anyone, please let me know. J.A. Happ is going to the St. Louis Cardinals in exchange for John Gant. This makes absolutely no sense to me. J.A. Happ almost has a 7 ERA. If you are a Cardinals fan, you are punching air because the average age of your starting pitchers is 37 years old with Adam Wainwright and company. John Lester is only going to make that rotation older as he was also sent to the St. Louis Cardinals in exchange for a good prospect, Lane Thomas. I mean, I guess that's a good trade for both teams. The Cardinals are apparently still in the running. I believe they're 5 or 6 games back of the wild card. Miles Straw, this came out of nowhere. Miles Straw of the Astros is going to the Cleveland baseball team, aka the Cleveland Guardians, whatever you want to call them, in exchange for relief pitcher Phil Maton. If you're an Astros fan, just know that Phil Maton, he is going to implode every now and then, but he is a strikeout god. He is going to strike out 2 or 3 guys almost every single appearance. And Cleveland was not done. They traded away Eddie Rosario. We talked about that earlier. Jordan Luplow and DJ Johnson are going to the Tampa Bay Rays in exchange for a young pitcher by the name of Peyton Batenfield. If you're a Cleveland fan, you're probably thinking to yourself, what the heck did we just do? Batenfield has been a monster in Double-A, so hopefully we can turn him into an even more monster because that's what Cleveland always does with pitchers. Daniel Norris, the left-handed relief pitcher for Detroit, is going to the Brewers. We have Yan Gomes and Josh Harrison going to the Oakland A's. Freddie Galvis is going to the Philadelphia Phillies, but the Phillies, like we mentioned with a lot of other clubs, they were not done with that one trade. They picked up Kyle Gibson, who was an all-star, as well as Ian Kennedy. Kennedy has been pretty solid as the closer for the Rangers. They go to the Phillies in exchange for one of their top prospects, Spencer Howard. Once upon a time, he was one of the more talked about prospect starting pitchers in all of Major League Baseball, but thus far, I'm not going to say that he's been a bust, but he has not been good to begin his career. So in my opinion, that does it for all of the little bitty trades. Let me know in the comment section down below, which one do you think is going to play the biggest? All right, let's talk about these monster trades, and they were pretty much fueled by the Chicago Cubs. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, every single play that we're going to talk about next was fueled by the Chicago Cubs. We have Craig Kimbrell going to the Chicago White Sox. This one blew my mind. I've always been a big Cody Hoyer fan. If you're a Cubs fan, just know that he throws a 98 to 99 mile per hour sinker. But the biggest surprise to me is the Cubs got Nick Madrigal. I know that Madrigal is going to be out for the remainder of the year, but he is a contact god. He almost never strikes out, and he plays really good defense and has wheels. So the fact that he is going to be playing with Nico Hoerner, that is very exciting. I honestly think that the Cubs, they could have done better in the KRIS Bryant trade. We'll talk about that in just a moment, but they had a very, very good trade deadline. They pretty much reshaped their future in the span of about 5 or 6 hours. So Craig Kimbrell is going to the White Sox in exchange for Nick Madrigal and Cody Hoyer. The White Sox bullpen is disgusting with Liam Hendricks, Craig Kimbrell, and I know they picked up another guy, but I can't remember at this moment. All right, let's talk about Javier Baez and Trevor Williams. They are both going to the New York Mets in exchange for the number 5 prospect for the Mets, Pete Crow Armstrong. I really like to consider him a Jarren Duran 2.0. High contact, high speed. He plays a pretty good center field. So in my opinion, the Mets, they kind of gave up a lot for someone that might not re-sign. Javier Baez, of course, is a free agent after the 2021 season. But Javier Baez, as well as his buddies Edwin Diaz and Francisco Lindor, they all played in the World Baseball Classic for Team Puerto Rico. I'm sure that they are hyped out of their mind. Trevor Williams, I guess, is a solid pickup, but I think the Mets, their fan base probably would have been happier with one more solid ace-type player, or even just a pitcher that was a 3 or 4 starter. That would have been, you know, okay as well. Now, the final trade, this was the biggest trade of the day in my opinion. KRIS Bryant to the San Francisco Giants. At first, it was reported that Joey Bart and Lamont Wade Jr. were going to the Cubs, and I was thinking to myself, oh my God, the Cubs destroyed the trade deadline. They did so good. But that was false. The actual trade is number 9 overall prospect Alexander Cannaro and number 30 prospect Caleb Killian. So if you're a Cubs fan, are you okay with that return? I'm sure that you would have been a whole lot happier with Joey Bart and Lamont Wade Jr. because Wade Jr., he has been destroying baseballs this year, and Joey Bart is one of the better catching prospects in all of baseball. So in my opinion, a lot of teams got better. I thought the Yankees and the Mets were going to do a little bit more in terms of the starting pitching department, but I guess Andrew Heaney to the Yankees as well as Trevor Williams coming along with Javier Baez, that's fine for the New York Mets. The White Sox, they really stole the trade deadline in terms of the relief pitchers. They did really well, and then the Giants, they are trying to keep that number 1 spot by acquiring KRIS Bryant, who for his career has been a monster at AT&T. In 2021, not so much, but over his career, he's been really good. All right, everyone, that does it for today's trade deadline recap. I'm pretty certain that I talked about everything. If I missed a trade or two, please let me know in the comment section down below. Do not forget to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek if you're going to any baseball games anytime soon. I mean, if you want to watch Javier Baez and KRIS Bryant and Craig Kimbrell do their things, save yourself 20 bucks off. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the trade deadline, the craziest that we've ever seen. Again, 10 All-Stars were on the move, and I'm excited to see Joey Gallo without his beard. As weird as that sounds, yeah, let me know what you guys think of it.